Hello students and welcome. Today, we're going to tackle some of those really tricky English grammar questions that often confuse students in exams. We're going to break down 5 common traps step by step so you can solve them easily every single time. So come on, let's get started.
Take a look at these questions. They seem pretty simple on the surface, right? But trust me, each one has a specific grammar rule hiding inside. These aren't just random questions. They actually follow a pattern that you'll see again and again in your exams. Our goal isn't just to find the right answer, but to really understand the logic behind it. That way, no matter how they twist the question, you'll be able to handle it.
So here's our game plan for today. We'll start with reporting speech, then we'll untangle the classic subject-verb agreement trap, and finally, we'll master some really important rules about sentence structure. This is going to be a super important session, so let's dive right in.
As we go through these 5 examples, I really want you to focus on the why behind each answer. Because once you understand that core principle, every difficult question just becomes an easy mark for you.
First up, we're going to look at how to report something someone else said. This is a huge topic in English grammar, covering things like direct speech and phrasal verbs. Let's check out our first question.
Okay, so for this first question, the most important rule to remember is backshifting. You see, when you're reporting what someone said, you're usually talking about something that happened in the past. Because of that, you have to shift the tenses and the pronouns back one step, into the past.
Now look closely at this slide. It breaks down the backshift so clearly. The original sentence is in the present and future. But when we report it, look at the changes. I becomes she, will turns into would, you changes to me, and the present tense reach becomes the past tense reached. The entire sentence has shifted into a past context.
And here's a quick summary for you. These are the 4 key changes needed to make the sentence correct. In an exam, just checking for these specific shifts in tense and pronouns is the fastest way to get to the right answer.
All right, let's move on to our second question, which deals with phrasal verbs. You know, those little combinations like give up or look after that can be so confusing because their meaning is totally different from the individual words. Here, the sentence says, the students decided to call away the picnic. Does that sound right to you?
In this slide makes the point perfectly clear. Call away isn't the right phrase here at all. The correct phrasal verb is call off, which simply means to cancel. Because of the heavy rain, the students canceled the picnic. It's a case where you just have to know the exact meaning.
Okay, let's move forward to one of the most fundamental rules of English grammar, and it's also a very common exam trap, subject-verb agreement. Here's the sentence that has the error. Read it carefully. The delegation were scheduled to depart. It sounds a little bit off, doesn't it? The key here is to find the real subject for that verb were.
The subject of the sentence is the delegation. All that extra information in the middle, which the ambassador had personally selected, that's just there to distract you. You have to connect the subject directly to its verb.
So here's the big question. Is delegation singular or plural? Well, it's a group of people, sure, but the word itself is a collective noun. Just like team, committee, or family, we treat it as a single unit. Therefore, delegation is singular. And that right there is our problem. The verb used in the sentence is were, which is a plural verb. So we have a singular subject with a plural verb, and that's a classic grammatical mismatch.
So, the main point is this. Singular subjects take singular verbs. The correction is actually very simple. We just need to replace were with was. The delegation was scheduled. It sounds right, and it's grammatically perfect.
We're now on our final 2 questions, which test some very specific but very important rules of sentence construction. These are the kinds of rules that examiners love to test.
Let's check out question 4. It starts with the phrase, it is high time. Now this is a special expression in English, and it has one non-negotiable rule. Whatever action comes after this phrase must, always, be in the simple past tense. No exceptions. And this slide makes that rule crystal clear. The original sentence says must address, which is wrong. You have to use the simple past form, which is addressed. So the correct sentence is, it is high time the management addressed the employees' grievances. This is one of those rules you just have to memorize.
And for our final question, we have another special structure rule, inversion. Whenever you start a sentence with a negative adverb like never before, no sooner, or hardly, you have to flip the normal word order. The verb has to come before the subject.
Let's see this in action. The sentence begins with never before. Now the normal sentence order would be there was,
with the subject there followed by the verb was. But because of the inversion rule, we have to flip it. The correct order is verb first, then subject. Was there? Never before was there such a stunning upset.
So, here's a quick recap of everything. Think of this as your exam cheat sheet. For indirect speech, backshift your tenses. For subject-verb agreement, remember collective nouns are singular. And for special phrases like it is high time and never before, remember their unique rules. Mastering these 5 points will make a huge difference. And with that, we've wrapped up our breakdown. Hopefully this helps you see that even complex grammar can be simple if you just understand the rules behind it. I'd love to know, which of these 5 rules do you find the toughest? Is it inversion, phrasal verbs, or something else? Let me know down in the comments.
अगर आपको ये वीडियो हेल्पफुल लगा हो तो प्लीज़ लाइक, शेयर और चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करना मत भूलना। सारे पीडीएफ्स के लिए मेरा टेलीग्राम चैनल ज्वाइन करें, लिंक डिस्क्रिप्शन में है। कीप वॉचिंग एंड स्टे ट्यून्ड।